Every year, 35 million Americans are affected by trauma. In fact, that's one every 15 minutes. And when you think about it in the context of St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital, 250,000 people come through our doors every year. And we wanted people to have access to true trauma care. I will never forget the events of October 30th, 2016. I remember being at home and getting the call.
Receiving 10 shots fired at that location. Any units responding advice?
I remember once I heard those gunshots, running out immediately. And by the time I got to the first door, that's when I got shot in my lower back. And my legs just collapsed. There was a kid I recognized from track, from back in high school. He grabbed my arm, so I latched onto his arm and he dragged me out of the building. Once I got to the car, they laid me in the back seat.
So we had patients arriving by ambulance, we had patients arriving by car. To be honest, we had no idea how many patients were coming. All we knew is we needed to do what we were trained to do.
I was like, where's my phone? Because I wanted to call my parents and let them know what happened. So I called my mom first thing, and I told them I was on my way to St. Luke's.
What room is open? On the floor.
I got into the emergency department, and I quickly realized that we were in a serious situation. And what I couldn't believe was the tremendous amount of work that was being done by all the people that were here in this hospital.
Our initial assessment found that Ivan had a gunshot wound to his back, and the assessment showed that he needed to go to the operating room very quickly so we could care for him and correct what was going on internally.
So when Ivan came to the emergency department, he had a gunshot wound with some significant injuries. They rapidly identified his injuries, performed the necessary and appropriate tests. Moving in the direction of forming a trauma center allowed us to provide timely intervention and care for our most seriously injured patients.
For the most part, I was just thinking I don't want to die, and just please help me. I felt like the help was there immediately when I needed it.
Ivan, look at me. Your mom's coming. You're at St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital, and we're going to take great care of you.
I was there the night of October 30th, and it's one of those moments that take place in your memory that you will never forget. As the CEO of this hospital, I was so incredibly proud of what I witnessed that night. To see our trauma team go into action and the care that was delivered was absolutely second to none.
Events like the one on October 30th of 2016, they're not supposed to happen. It's unfortunate that they do. And I think becoming a verified trauma center was one of those things that we could do to ensure that our community had not just good access to care, but the right access to care. It goes well beyond the emergency department. It goes well beyond the surgeons. It's all of the daily activities that the folks here in our lab, the folks in our radiology department, the folks in our registration department, everyone is in part of our trauma system here at St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital, and we could not be more proud of that.